Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. I'll be teaching the Learn to Play Piano for Beginners, Early Beginners, New Beginners, all of that piano stuff. I'm so excited you're joining the class. Thanks for registering. I'm excited to meet you. Since the weather has dropped here, I'm in Canada and the weather has dropped. It's starting to feel like fall. Today is finally a summery day again, so I have to wear my last of my summer dresses. And but that made me think, oh boy, that means school is starting for some of us. I know some go through the summer, some start again in September. Some of you, maybe it's still summer for you. It's definitely not here. We're cooling off. So that means that we're starting soon. We're starting next week in a few days for some of you, depending on the day of your class. So I thought I would send you just a quick video about what to expect in the classroom, how to set up, what to do, all of that sort of thing, so you can be prepared for that first class, okay? In our first class, we will get to know each other because I think that's really important for the amount of time we're spending together. And I think music is just about being friendly and getting reactions out of others, sharing what we love. So I want to get to know you so we know how to share what we love together, okay? So be prepared for that. I do require your cameras to be on during class for two reasons. Number one, I require it to be on because I need to be able to see what you're doing in order to help you. Okay, so if you don't want your face on camera, I'm okay with that. That's fine. But can you show me your hands at least? Okay. The other reason is I want to protect all my students and I don't want there to be an adult on the other side that maybe shouldn't be watching, and you know what I mean. Okay, so we're going to make sure our cameras are on during that time. If you're having technical difficulties, please just let me know and we'll figure that out, okay? If you have any issues with that, please just message me and we'll deal with it on case by case, okay? But that's my reasoning why I need it open. It's very hard for me to explain it to you if I can't see you, okay? So the other thing, often, and I'll tell you this the first class as well, often I will put you on mute. So you can imagine if we had 10 of us in a class and we're all going like this, because it's really hard not to play the piano sometimes, that's going to get really overwhelming. So please don't be offended if I put you on mute. When you come into the classroom, if you can make sure to hit mute right away, that would be very helpful. Don't worry, I will unmute you and I will always warn you when I'm going to unmute everyone. And if at that point you need to stay muted because your kid sister's in the background screaming, that's okay, I get it, okay? So just know that those are a few things that will happen in the class, a few rules and that sort of thing, okay? I do expect that your hands are mostly on the piano keys at all times rather than on the keyboard chatting with other students, okay? So we want to be sitting at our keyboard. Now, speaking of our keyboard or our piano, we need to be sitting in a space where we can have our computer and our piano at the same time. Yes, we will be playing during the class. This isn't just a lecture and then you go do. I need you to do it with me, okay? So there'll be times where we're doing it all together. There's times where I'll say, does anyone want to play for us? No pressure, you don't have to play, okay? But also, if you do play, no pressure to be perfect. It's fine, you can screw up. That's why you're taking lessons. Because if we don't screw up, then we're perfect. Why are you here, right? So it's okay. Make mistakes and we'll improve it, because then maybe I have a tip for you to make it better, okay? So when you're setting up, this is the angle I find is the best from the side, okay? Because I can see your posture. I can see that you're sitting tall. I can see your hands at the piano. I can't necessarily see exactly what key you're on. So moms and dads, if you're around during piano class and you want to just kind of hover over and around, that's okay. I'm fine with that, and help them with their hands. I would ask that you don't shadow them and play everything for them, okay? Try and help. Often I will point. If a student's playing, I will point and then say, oh, here, where is it? Where is it? Okay. So by us doing it for them, it's not helping at all. It's actually hindering. So that's my only tip with that one, is to help this way or help with, oh no, make sure your starting note is right, okay? But I'll be helping you with that as well. So you're just there. If you're there, it's fine. If you're not, if you're there, just do a double check to make sure they're on the right starting note, okay? I check that as well. If I hear somebody off, we check it and we figure it out. Okay, but just if you would like to be there, that's fine. Okay, so we're on the angle. I can see everything here. I can see what's going on. There'll be times where you're going to come on a field trip with my computer and come over and I'll show you exactly where I'm at, okay, on the keys. Especially at the beginning, you'll come on lots of field trips. So our camera, I don't have a cameraman, so the camera work sometimes will be a little bit choppy going back and forth, but I'll warn you. You'll need your book, your music, okay? So depending on which class you're in, you will either have, I don't have it right beside me, you'll have a yellow book or you will have a purple book. Okay, so make sure you have both your lesson and your theory book. The theory book is a writing book, and that one's for home. So I will explain what to do and then do it. So that one, I do ask parents if you can double check that one. If you would like me to correct it, that's fine. Just take a picture and either send it to me or post it in the classroom. That's fine, okay? And I'm happy to correct it for you. Otherwise, most of it is pretty self-explanatory. They will usually get it right. It's more about practicing and doing it a few times, okay? I would recommend having a little notebook near you to write down notes, but the best thing that I would say is I have these little flags like this, the little post-it notes, and I want you to stick one at the first song that we're going to start practicing that week. And then we're going to write the dates on those songs. And that's how we remember which songs to practice, okay? I'll try to write notes after each class, but sometimes they get mixed up and mistaken and that sort of thing. Sometimes I post them and they don't post. So just to be safe, always write it down or keep track of it on the side as well, okay? Usually most students will know what to practice. The only other thing I would say is also for sound, you'll notice I'll always be wearing a headset. It makes my voice a lot more clear for you. It makes it easier for me to hear you as well and blocks out any other sound that may happen in my house. Generally speaking, I think I'm the only one here during your guys' classes, so we shouldn't hear too much, but we often have trucks and things going by the house, so I don't want you to hear all that noise. But same for you. If you have a lot happening in behind you, then maybe it's best if you have a headset as well. It works quite well to block out everything else and helps you focus. So if you do have one, I encourage you to wear one. Mine has quite a long cord, so I can get around. So that's one, you don't want one with too short of a cord, and then you're going to yank the computer off of wherever you have it. So just be careful about that one, or if you have a wireless one. That's also, it works fine. You don't need to have it, but it's just another recommendation. With the headset, it blocks out any relay sound. So if you've never taken an online course or taught an online course, what happens is if you don't have the headset, often the computer mic will pick up the sound that comes out of the computer and then relay it again. So basically you just hear an echo of yourself all the time. And so then if we hear echoes of a bunch of kids all at once, it gets really overwhelming. So that's where the mute button comes in. If you have an echo or a sound, you'll be on mute more often than others. And I find iPads are less that way. If you use an iPad or a tablet, they tend to be better for the sound than a computer. My computer's horrible. It actually just feeds back immediately if I don't use a headset. So, and I have a Mac. It's usually pretty good. So just a few things to check out. If you can FaceTime on your computers and that sort of thing, it's usually pretty good, but it's not quite the same. So just keep that in mind, okay? Make sure that you've got that webcam working and everything is in working order. All right? So make sure you have your pencil, your theory book, your lesson book, and you're ready to go on our first day. I'm really excited. If you have questions, please let me know. We do have a few open spots, not many. So if you have a friend who wants to take it, get them registered really soon, okay? And I will see you in our first class. Please let me know if you can't make it at any day so that we're not waiting on you. And then I can send you the video replay after. Okay, the video replays are only viewable by those that are in the class. So you literally cannot watch it unless you're in that class. So just be assured that that's okay. We're not sending it out to lots of people, okay? So there's a privacy statement on that as well, okay? So those are just a few things, and I look forward to seeing you. I will see you again very, very soon, and I can't wait to meet you. Bye, everyone.